That was really fast. So welcome back to another scene for Lost Cub, where we'll be setting scene, as usual, in lovely Natural Bridge, Virginia, at the Batcave, the proverbial Batcave, perpetual Batcave. Right after at least a day and a half of hilarious shenanigans. Because when, certain holidays come up and your love life is a Cthulian monster, that'll happen. But, after one full day of outrageous shenanigans and another day picking up a couple more, Anton's finally got a little piece of quiet. He's accomplished a thing he set out to do. The crows seem happy with him. The people who are still around the house seem pretty chill. Like, Trip Kid hasn't even managed to cause trouble yet, which is really awe-inspiring, come to think of it. Almost all of you made trouble right off the bat. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, it's another day in, I guess you could call it paradise if you wanted to. Another fine day in a really old house. And, Anton up to anything in particular in his leisure time? Besides screaming, Hattie! Like you do.
Not more, just kind of, to be honest, it's kind of if there's a break that he can catch, it's probably now before everything goes to shit. So he's you know what? He's just sitting down, probably smoking away and enjoying that fucking silence for a change instead of everyone jumping on his shit the entire time.
It is a brief respite, but a respite nonetheless. Rest assured that since you are in residence, Heidi is only ever gone for so long at a time, and eventually back around. And not making an overt pest of herself, but does tend to come and linger in his company. But let's see, what time of day should we put that at? Eeny, meeny, miny, going on afternoon. You will, actually, yeah, a little later in the afternoon. Run around time most people are finding ways to stuff their face and whatnot. You will get a call.
Just answered the phone. Yellow.
It's call from Susie. You got her in your contact.
Yeah, just answer. Yellow.
And the response you get is it's not the usual chipper Susie Q. Go figure. God forbid. If anything, she sounds a little on the rough side, breathing wise. And it's kind of like this week chuckle. She's like, "Okay, you're right. I need help. I'm stuck."
What's wrong?
I think I passed out for a minute.
Where are you?
Something the park. The park I took you to.
Wait. Right. I'm on the way. He doesn't hang up. He stays on the phone as he gets in the car, picks up the shotgun, picks up the handgun, picks up the knife.
Like you do.
I mean, for him, this is all fucking hands or go, essentially. You know what I mean? He starts the car and he's like, all right, where exactly are you in the park?
And it's one of those things where he'll realize as he's driving along and probably speeding like a fucking demon, she kind of drifts in and out.
He's kind of
And
firm as well. When she starts drifting out, she'll actually feel very authoritative. Like, it's probably a bit unnerving, really, how authoritative he suddenly gets with it. You know, he's like, stay on the fucking phone, Susie.
Yeah, you can snap her back around here and there. And yeah, she'll describe what path she took, how she found out there's another old building that burned down years ago. She wanted to get photos of. And the sun was up when she was out here, but something fell. And she keeps zoning out. And he finally snaps at her again to get her to wake up. And she's like, "It's really hard to breathe. I don't see anything though."
All right, I want you to just stay calm, stay where you are, and I'll find you. Okay?
Ah, okay.
Nearly there.
Mm-hmm.
He does, once he eventually pulls up to that car park, the fucking handgun is in his hand, it's loaded, shotgun's around on the hip, and I mean, he's still on the phone as he's marching in, taking a breath.
And yeah, the place is kind of a mockery of the severity of the situation. Because I mean, you pull up and it's fucking dinosaur kingdom. So
You probably actually grab a flashlight as well, depending on what time of day it is.
it's getting around to where it's later than she usually takes photos unless she's taking her whole light rig out with her.
Yeah, he'll take a flashlight
So
then, definitely.
you go in, walk past a number of these just truly ridiculous installations.
What he's going to do, Katie, on the phone, he's going to raise the gun up and pop a shot off to see does it echo in the phone call.
Smart boy. You know what? Give me, I guess, a wits alertness to kind of measure it out. It definitely echoes.
Will quick thinking come into play?
Yes, actually, because that's a pretty quick off the shot thing to do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yeah, it does. It echoes through the phone. It takes a bit of a little longer than you might hope, so it's not like you're immediately adjacent. Um, it's not quite as loud, but she kind of startles a little bit, like not as in like jumping so much as seeming to kind of startle a little more awake. You hear a little bit of like kind of like shifting gravel almost.
Yeah, he starts moving to where he can kind of, you know what I mean? The direction, the everything. Do you know what I mean? He just starts going. Probably actually looking down the ground and seeing because there's distinctive footprints and everything. So he's just kind of following. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no
And with
one.
5 successes, I imagine I have a pretty good fucking beeline.
I mean, you at least know roughly how far you need to go, and she's told you what trail leads out to the old abandoned
Mm-hmm.
installation, and it's basically. Me hop over here real fast. I think I still have it open. Alas, I might not. But oh, there we go. Save that really fast so I can show you. But with that and 5 successes, yeah, I'm not going to make you struggle too hard. You're going off into an area of the place that is, yeah, the whole thing's abandoned and closed down, but this thing, that is fire gutted as hell and overgrown at this point.
He takes a breath as he sees it, licking his lips a bit, looking around, seeing if there's any additional footprints as well.
What kind of thing would you like to roll? Could roll survival,
He
obviously. You could roll alertness, or you could roll primal urge if you like.
primal urge. Let's eliminate it, Katie. Primal urge first. Basically, he's assessing the threat level. If you get what I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
fucking fail on the primal urge, typical. I would do investigation if I can, Katie.
Yeah.
But however, bringing it back with 3 on the investigation.
All right. Investigation wise, I mean, you know damn well this place has been closed down for ages, so you can see places where someone just walked through, and those are definitely one of Susie's pairs of shoes. They've got some pretty definitive treads. Um, you don't see any other real You don't see footprints. You said it was 3 on investigation.
Yeah, 3.
How far out are you checking for footprints?
Very far out is all shit, because at this point Anton is wired as all fuck. You know what I mean?
So well before you're getting close to the building.
Yeah, definitely.
Then for the moment, all you're seeing is where Susie obviously trotted up there earlier in the day, pretty much.
Oh, he'll keep doing it till he reaches the building. Like, I mean, at this point he's like he's primed. Probably actually I'm gonna roll to activate my fetish as well. I'm gonna get that out of the way because I feel like this is gonna come in fucking handy. Oh, roll it wrong.
I don't remember what
that's
fetish you
active.
have.
That's the primal urge one.
Oh, good boy.
Necklace.
Yep. Haven't used that thing in a hot minute.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
Your lucky necklace.
Yes. When he gets a bit closer to the building, I'm gonna pop off a primal urge again.
All right.
If that's okay. If that's okay, bud.
You can.
Yay. Even more dice now because it's 2 extra dice.
And I'll put it this way: assume that building is down one of those chimneys.
1 success out of all those dice.
Yeah, 1 is all it takes. We will combine that with your good investigation roll earlier to say that basically as you're getting closer, you kind of get a little bit of a that tickle on the back of your neck, especially you reach up, you grab that necklace. It's not just a necklace anymore. You may not have an exact, well, actually with the fountain active, if you've asked, you might know that it's something important. But you reach up and, take a hold of it like you do when you're in a pinch, and yeah, you get a little tingle up the back of your neck, and as you're sweeping and looking around, you notice that while there's not other footprints per se, almost as though flowing out from some of the old bits of the brickwork that are still a little scorch marked, because I mean soot and stuff washes off, but really nasty fire damage doesn't. And you see like almost like where a good gust of wind or a breeze has kind of fucked with the debris around those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a natural movement of the stuff on the ground, but not footprints per se.
Cool. Oh, his first inkling is to do what he does best, which is he rolls for blur, which is 2 successes. He rolls shadow weaving, extra stealth. I just get it with 1. That's all I need.
Yep.
So I get 1 extra.
Slightly lower diff on yourself. Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot the lower diff.
Ease.
Herp derp derp.
Pop the diff down by 1.
And that's 3 on stealth. So 2 on blur and 3 on stealth with little bennies of shadow weaving to make myself more hidden. And I start creeping. Taking out the shotgun now. No time for handgun. Shotgun time.
Yep. And where are you creeping, buddy?
Getting closer to where that breeze kind of highlighted a bit part of the building, essentially. From what you described.
Right. Yeah. It's basically, there's a point where there's a gust of wind that, like, this didn't come through a doorway when a wind rolled by. Like, it's an unnatural storing on the ground. And, I mean, it's hard to really pinpoint anything, but if you're creeping, like, I assume you're creeping into the gutted, remains of the building, there's not a lot left. let me grab this. This is also from the same place. So basically, yeah, you slide in and taking advantage of it getting on early evening. Use a little bit of the natural shadows around the building, around the walls, slink into them. And yeah, this place there's debris. I'm not going to make you do an alertness check to see like where Becca dropped one of her bags over by the entrance, because she'll do something like drop most of her gear, take the camera she's using, and if she sees a place where she needs to set up more, will. But like her bag's there. And as you're creeping in, you're not seeing anything else per se. Yet again, Susie's gone kind of quiet on the phone, so you're not getting anything through that, or just ambient around.
Oh yeah, he's staying quiet as the grave now at this point.
Are you disconnecting the call?
Yes. See what happens.
All right.
Because I know where she is at this point, so
Yes.
I can probably even smell her. Now it's time to see what's trying to bait me. What in his mind, what's trying to bait me?
So I'm gonna give you a kind of. You know what? We'll do a wit survival. Let's make it interesting.
Oh, okay. If quick thinking applies, that is a metric ton of successes. That's at least that's 5 if quick thinking applies.
I did say wits.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be you're sussing it out kind of quickly. You're gonna realize as you ease into the building. I don't know that Anton's ever been in a situation where he was in a place that's choked out by smoke. And while you don't see it, since you do have higher senses being Guru, you'll kind of get the faintest like lingering smell of smoke, which you like with the wits like that smell should be long gone by now. This shit happened years
Cool.
ago. This has been standing forever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the air is definitely thicker and kind of harder to breathe properly.
That's cool.
Like you're not in a nasty place yet, just being in here, but it's definitely one of those things where you realize that you're having to either breathe more rapidly or more deeply to get the same kind of air you were getting readily before.
First thing he does, he'll drop a Gnosis for Master of Fire as a precaution. And with a wooden place from where I am, Katie, I know what I'm gonna do. If this air's getting thick to breathe, that means it's gonna get thick on Susie. I'm gonna take a gamble. I'm gonna do a cleansing, Katie. Pick a stick up from the ground. Keeping I'm not gonna be like he keeps the shotgun there the whole time. It's I'm almost primed, so when this thing jumps out or whatever the fuck it is, he's in the position to dive anyway. So fuck it, I'll take the risk because I'm in a well stealthy position anyway. So fuck it, I'll cleanse and clear this air.
I will let you know that doing a rite of cleansing will probably compromise your stealth.
That's the point. That's the point.
All right. Are you doing it inside the building, outside the building? Like, where are you focusing on a particular area?
Inside the building, around this kind of dense fog dense, thick air that's been around me. So kind of just in that general area.
All right. It's basically as soon as you get to the quote inside. So you can either look for a particular point to start from, or you can just say fuck it and do it inside in general.
Just do it inside in general. Let's just get a clean sweep with 4 successes.
There's 3 successes. But
I spent a willpower.
Oh.
I even said I spent a willpower.
You didn't mark it, so I'm dumb and I forgot.
You butt.
Your butt.
PS4.
Okay. Mr. Butt.
It's pretty good cleansing.
It is a pretty good cleansing. Let's pop down to this one. So you start your cleansing. And when you initially start, the air almost gets thicker, kind of like it makes it harder to get through the process. Makes it harder to get enough breath in your lungs to use the proper terms, use the proper this and that. Give me an alertness check while you're doing it.
Two.
Ooh. All right, buddy. For 2, you ease back in with this thing, and you kind of sub through. Make sure you have everything you need. Got your words. Got your a little rigmarole. And as you're going through this cleansing, picking your way along, keeping an eye out, because you're on high alert. You will see kind of, I guess you have to imagine that it's central to the building because as you can see, it's the front wall and the side comes around a little bit, but after that, there's no real back to the building anymore. You can just kind of see where the foundation ends. But somewhere kind of central looking, you see this? It's not properly visible, and in the half light, it almost looks as shadowy as it looks smoky, but you see it.
Oh boy.
It's kind of brief. Are you going to continue your cleansing?
Yeah, fucking right I am. Looking right at it going, I see you, bitch. You know what I mean?
You continue your cleansing, and as you're going through the rite, this thing eases closer. The air gets thicker. It eases closer and even kind of reaches out a hand towards you. And I will have you
Snarls.
make a stamina check as it gets just chokingly hard to breathe while you're trying to finish this rite.
Fuck it. Fuck you. Spending willpower. Fuck this. Ooh.
Jesus, not that you needed it.
3.
Beautiful.
All that cardio.
All that cardio really paid off. It is incredibly hard to breathe. It suddenly gets like you feel almost like you're being smothered. And I mean, it's not like you can tell exactly the area it's extending to because there's no visible smoke to go with it. It is the weirdest kind of echo of an effect. But you continue and it gets thicker and it gets kind of choking, and I will have you potentially, if you feel like it's necessary, you can make another roll to stay focused because you'll eventually, like, especially as it gets to the worst point, you'll hear coughing because I mean Susie's there too.
Here is the question. Depends on the merit I have. Need to double check that he has that merit. He has the concentration merit. Would that come into
Good
play in terms
man.
of?
Then you don't have to make another roll. You can stay focused.
Yeah, I just wanted to check that does he have that merit or not, because then that would have to make a roll. But he has the concentration merit, so he focuses in, primes it, glaring at this thing like, "Oh, you fuck now." Do you know what I mean?
Yep, you managed to keep your fucking wind. You managed to continue kind of coughing out the appropriate words and making the appropriate gestures. And it flickers out, essentially. And that kind of intense pressure, that burning in your lungs, finally kind of subsides.
I mean, he probably will spend the rage to try and clear the distance to where he heard that coughing.
Yes. Over where this is the biggest fireplace, obviously. One of the smaller ones, a bit thinner, has obviously come down. And somewhere in the midst of that rubble, looking a little battered, you find Susie. She's kind of laid out on the ground. She still looks kind of half with it. And she's definitely got a good bit of it, like enough to pin down the better part of her body and one of her arms. She
Yeah,
obviously has done some scuffling and digging. Like, you can see that she worked hard to get the phone out.
yeah, she'll probably see his face as he kind of emerges through. Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Like,
Alright, I'm gonna get you.
this weak smile, like, oh, hey.
I'm gonna get you out of this thing, alright?
Yeah. I don't know if anything's, I don't know how bad it is.
We're gonna get you out first, okay?
She just kind of nods. And
I want you to,
just,
I want you to look at me the entire time, and don't look at your body. Don't look at anything else. Just look at me.
it's a nod, and she finally, as time goes lax, not out of, like, lack of energy, but just kind of visibly relaxes.
He flicks on the flashlight, and yeah, his paranoia's at him. He's gonna check how bad is she? Like how bad is she? Like, is there anything like in her? Like any of the pieces actually in her? You know what I mean? That's what he's worried about.
Let's find out. You a high roller, Torna?
Oh God, high roller then, yeah, fucking high. Oh God.
Oh, you lucky fucker.
Oh. All right, what am I looking at, Katie?
All right, so what you're looking at as you start carefully excavating is as you're plucking things aside and kind of, carefully working from the top down, I assume. I mean, Anton's had to
Yeah.
do emergency response to things like fucking mudslides. I'm sure he knows
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing. So he carefully begins to get her out, and as much as the urge is there to immediately start scooping things that are
Yeah.
in contact with her
No.
and weighing on her, no, he starts at the
I
top and carefully removes the weight.
Survival 3 and Medicine 3, I imagine he has quite the competent idea of what he's doing with this sort of thing.
Yeah, she's like, as you start excavating, and I mean, it looks grim. Like an entire chimney toppled over and kind of took her to the ground with it. Um from what you can tell though, especially as you start excavating, you realize there is like, so you see those large, almost kind of cemented together panels of brick.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large hunk of one of them
Mm-hmm.
that didn't crumble apart. And it's almost like, while there's some weight on her, the way the rubble's kind of fallen across her, it's actually kind of serving as a bit of a bridge to keep the worst of the crush from like I'm sure Anton had moments of realizing that it was very possible that her entire lower body was just completely mangled.
Yeah, that's what he
No,
was
she
afraid of.
is
Yeah.
supremely lucky, and her legs and stuff are probably fine. She's bruised up, and as you start like pulling off some of the smaller pieces that kind of fell around it and pinned her upper body, like, yeah, she's taken a couple hits. She's gonna have some really nasty bruises. She might even have some like bone deep bruising in a place or two. But besides that, and the fact that she probably caught a knock on the head and hit the ground, she
Yeah,
doesn't seem to have
there's no
any
point.
severe anything.
Yeah, well, he's in more in his mind, we'll get her out first, and let's really see, because well, fucking Hazel had internal bleeding. That's what he's worried about now. He sees obviously no deep punctures or crushes. Now he's worried about internal bleeding, so he is quick but careful, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, basically the idea is once he's pulled off most of the stuff that's on her upper body, on down to her waist and whatnot, he can kind of like carefully take her by the shoulders or something and try to kind of slide her
Mm-hmm.
out from under
Oh,
the larger piece without risking it toppling over on her.
what he will do, and he'll even put his own weight on the top of the piece as well. So if it does fall, it's going to take a lot of damage on him as well. And I imagine with strength 4, like Jesus Christ, that's a lift. You know what I mean?
Well, with strength form, what he can do in a pinch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you basically carefully excavate. Go ahead and give me a dex survival check, and because you do have concentration, I'm not gonna like fiddle your diff. In fact, I will give you a -1 diff on it to basically just carefully excavate her without anything coming over. That's
3. Would precise actually come into play with this, Katie?
actually yes. You can have 4.
That's 4. Because I imagine it would actually, because I have to be very careful what I'm doing.
You do. So yeah, you very carefully do manage to you do a pretty good job of it too. You carefully excavate her and make sure the thing isn't going to topple as you carefully nudge her out from under the one part that's supporting and probably kept her from ending up with horribly broken legs. And I mean, to be fair, she's still lightheaded, and especially as you start picking things off, is in pain. So she's got enough in her to kind of, especially if you give her the idea that it's safe for her to use her legs, can kind of like help wriggle herself out. But yeah, you extract the Susie from this kind of line of really heinous rubble.
Okay. I'm gonna say he's gonna have to, but yeah, I will. Because this is Susie we're talking about here. I'm gonna have to roll. I will have to take rage, I imagine.
I mean, she's injured, but there's nothing malicious to point it at per se. If you feel it's extreme enough, you can.
I think it's the fact that the wormish thing would have gotten her if she hadn't woken up or been able to ring him. You know what I mean? It's
That's
fear.
Fair. You know what? Fear-based, I'll give you.
It's not anger, it's fear. That's definitely so
fear-based, I will totally give you. There's no way.
Yeah, no. There's no frenzy. But it probably actually motivates him to lift that thing even more, I imagine. Fuck it, I'll even spend rage even just moving, you know what I mean? To hold that thing with even more aggression, you know what I mean?
Yep, make sure it's entirely up off her legs so she doesn't even have a pinch going. And yeah, she kind of gives a bit of a scramble, but once she's out from under the thing and you've, between her being able to see and you calling it out, as soon as she's out from under it, she's kind of flops back down because, ow.
Oh, nope, she's up. I mean, probably that's what that rage is spent on. She's in the fireman's carry and they're out of the building. He doesn't know if that thing's gone yet.
He does not. Da-na-na. Yeah, you can
but
scoop her up.
Fucking rage. You know what I mean?
Fireman's carry meaning over the shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be probably kind of like a pained noise of protest, but I mean, what's she gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are you just bolting out like past the edge of the building? How far are you running?
I'm getting her to my car. That is where I'm going at full speed.
Ooh. Let's see if I have I don't think I have a parking lot, sadly. So yeah, you were just taking her out to a big, like, gravel parking lot, through the fucking place out. Especially the longer you hold her up there, the more she like eventually kind of squirms a bit and braces her elbows, probably a bit painfully on your back, but to kind of take some of the weight off of her gut from where it's over your shoulder.
When he sets her down by the car, he'll open the door and gently lay her thing he is going to check. First thing, because he does not know how much down there she's been. So I feel like it's important. Intelligence occult. Tell me now, gift.
You know what? With a 6, I'll still give you that there's some pretty healthy taint clinging to her. She's been
Oh,
laying in it
boy.
for a minute.
Yep. Takes a long breath. Probably actually regains the rage. This time it's anger. You know what I mean? You wait right there. And don't move.
Yep. Yeah, I gotcha.
Close your eyes.
She nods, and let's face it, she's had enough of a day that she's not gonna fight him. She just, laying out in the back seat of the car. She just kind of gently folds her hand over her stomach and closes her eyes and just, yeah, lays her head back.
The goes over to one of the fences and angrily breaks off one of the fucking sticks, the big parts of the fucking fence. You know what I mean? Probably kicks it.
So many twigs.
And,
Fuck it, I want to break a fence.
and we'll fucking aggressively cleanse the shit out of her before we go. Yeah, Jesus. That's 3 alone.
2. Base
Oh, it's 2.
difference is 7.
It was
Because
2.
they're butts. But that's okay. 2 is still something. And, I mean, she starts kind of coughing. Again, very much kind of reminiscent of the effect of smoke. So she gets some ragged coughing, eventually, squirms herself around so that she can, spit out of the open door. But it is one of those things where it just brings up some really nasty, mucusy shit. And, I mean, it's obvious that the coughing is painful.
Mm-hmm. If you need me to roll again, because he will do it again, Katie. Oh, so...
Won't stop you.
Okay. Are you ready for the Anton levels of paranoia, Katie?
I'm always ready.
It's still 1. Yep, still cleansing. Girl's gonna be fucking squeaky clean by the end of this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you continue, and she, I mean, not nearly as harshly, but yeah, there's a last little bit that she kind of coughs out of her lungs and seems to be breathing a little easier afterwards.
Takes a long breath. I want you to stay there. Lie down on the back seat. Okay?
She just nods, and I mean, where she has kind of, I imagine at this point, there was one car door open because her legs were kind of out that side, and at this point she's pushed open the other door so she could hang her head out and spit the stuff out of her mouth and throat. And she just kind of nods and slumps out on the back seat because everything hurts.
He closes the boat doors. Probably the second one near her feet is closed quite aggressively because rage. And he starts walking back in.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Fuck it. She is actually logically probably going to assume that you're going back for her gear or something, because why else would you go back in there? Yeah, you can shut the doors and start stomping back in.
Yes.
Do it.
Oh yeah, no, he is. Unless she tries to fucking call out to him, that's where I'm going, Katie.
Stomping back through this magical wonderland. Little
Going,
green
if I
men
could
and
burn
all.
you down, but that would only... If I could burn you down, but that'll only make the thing fucking stronger as he's walking. But ooh, I'm gonna burn you. You know what I mean? As he's walking along. Like,
Ooh, I wanna. I assume you're just heading straight back to where you came from. Are you making any deviations, detours, rolls?
Oh, I'm making a fucking detour. Water into like water because I imagine this place rains a lot. It's the middle of winter. I will look around for the largest like either like tin bucket or anything like that I can find.
I mean, the place is a fucking wreck. I am sure you can find something you could use to carry water. Hell, you could probably find
Scoops as
something
much.
with some nasty standing water in it. Delicious.
Yeah, scoops up as much water as he can, and then starts walking back towards that fucking building.
You stride boldly, great porpoise, back to this fucked up husk of a building, all overgrown. Though, go figure, not a lot of plants growing on the inside. Looking into the outside of the walls, but ain't nothing living on the inside.
That's cool. Cleanse that water. Addictive with me, you fucking little ghost spirit thing. Ooh. So I'll spend a fucking willpower to cleanse the shit out of this water so it's nice and clean.
Good on you for spending the willpower. You managed to cleanse the water. I mean, there's still debris in it, but it kind of all settles to the bottom, so it's not as murky.
Mm-hmm. Wanders around going, okay, you want to play rough? All right, no, that's fine. Starts splashing the fucking cold water, like the cleansed, nice, clean water everywhere. Like, no, that's fine. I can fucking wait.
You very maliciously slosh a whole bucket of water here and there in splashes around the building.
Oh, no. Come on. I know you're here. He'll start cleansing again. Like, deliberately, like, not even doing it seriously because he knows it basically, I'm attempting to provoke it, Katie. That's basically what I'm doing.
Give me a second to fiddle. Moment.
And I'll make sure that I haven't emptied the entire bucket either. I'm going to keep some of it in. Definitely do that.
So as you walk around kind of maliciously cleansing, things like this are going to start kind of blooming. Like you've got all this garbage around. Like you see all that fucking debris. And just here and there around the building. These are going to start blooming. And they never are more than like little glowing embers. And I mean, like, it is up to you how you want to interact with them, but they'll start blooming up, kind of glowing softly. Some of them kind of flicker, but they start kind of blooming out.
I'm gonna have through the water. I'm gonna have me a peek. Because I did say I left some water in, so I'm gonna have a little look-see.
Little looky-loo?
Look-see.
Little sneaky peeks?
Yes. I spent a gnosis, so it's 3.
There's no spending gnosis on peakies.
No, I spent a gnosis for Master of Fire.
Oh.
Because I said I activated it and you have to spend a gnosis for
Yes,
Master
you
of
do.
Fire.
You do.
But I don't see anything.
Now you take your time and or
Does
not take your
fuck
time.
your-
You try to sneak a quick like glance,
Mm-hmm.
and it just I mean you see your reflection.
That's cool. Makes me even more mad. He fucking starts stamping at the flowers. Just, you know what I mean?
I mean, have you ever stomped on like really fragile, like that little bit of
Yeah.
ash that's left behind? Yeah, like every time
Yep.
you stomp on one, it swirls out in a cloud. It has like almost no fucking like weight or body to it. You stomp on it and it's just up in a fucking swirl of ash.
Starts kicking around, going, "Oh, that all? Little bits, little fucking roses. That it pours water on it." Do you know what I mean? Aggressively. There's your fucking water. You know what I mean? Starts yelling at it.
Yeah. And honestly, the most spiteful thing this thing is doing for the moment is you come over and you like stomp on some of the flowers. And I mean, they gutter out almost immediately and just go up in a swirl of like very light ash. You know, catch the tiniest breeze and just gone. But more of them will bloom out here and there. You know, the one place that it takes you the longest to get to, it looks like they're almost climbing prettily up the wall.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Start saying out loud, because I'll come back. And I'll bring a whole fucking army with me. There'll be me and my fucking pack, and I'll fucking make sure that when I cleanse you and I eviscerate you, I'll make sure there's nothing fucking left.
And for what it's worth, this is all happening in the Tellurian, so it's exerting some fucking force to make these things appear.
Oh yeah, no. Good. Yeah, no, good.
On the hilarious side, you are now covered in like sooty little flecks, and
that's cool. You know, dusts himself off, goes back outside. Will take his time now to peek in the water to see exactly what he's seeing, because he's going to scare the shit out of the thing. Because you've made me mad.
All right, where are you looking? What are you doing?
Lifting up the water bucket so I can kind of get a general gleam of the building itself. So I can kind of look through and peek through, kind of at the borders of starting at the entrance door, then going inside the building. You know, that type of thing, like with stop-start type of motion.
So you're starting outside the building?
We're starting in between outside and inside, so right at the door entrance.
Okay, so right in the doorway. Yeah, so you back out and you finally like pull up the bucket. Take a hot minute looking across. Give me an alertness check to try to pick her out. Because yeah, you see swirling smoke almost immediately. More of those little soft glowing flickering embers. Beautiful. And you do manage to pick her out of the ambient kind of light air of smoke in the building. She there?
You can't do sense worm if you're peeking across, though, can you?
Nope, you'd have to be there to do it.
Yeah, I'd have to do it. Yeah. I'm going over on my own is a bit silly.
You can dry sense worm on the area because I mean her presence affects both sides. Yeah. Your cleansing would probably muddle up the results.
Proof enough by the fact that Susie had Wormtaint. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all the proof he needs in his mind. You know what I mean? Like it's just No, what he says is very calmly because he knows it's listening. I'll be back. And this time you won't see me coming. He just takes a step out of the building, fucks the rest of the water in, like, ugh. Do you know what I mean?
For what it's worth, in the time that you pick her out and you're watching her, you couldn't necessarily tell why, but she doesn't seem especially interested in where you are or what you're doing. If you like huck the water, well, you won't be able to see her response, but essentially, once you're watching her, she seems very passive. She's just kind of drifting through, reaching out to touch one of the big chimneys. The little flowers bloom out where her hands, lay on the brick.
Oh, that's it. Oh, fuck that. I'm crossing over. Oh, Oh, his Shadow Lord ego can't allow that, Katie. Nope, crossing over.
Can't
Taking his
be
time,
ignored.
shifting to Krynos. Nope. I mean, she fucked with Susie. He's all sorts of territorial now, Katie. Shifting to Krynos, crossing over to the Gauntlet.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you taking your time to cross, or are you snapping across?
no.
If you take your time,
I
it will
would
take you
take my
5
goddamn.
minutes. If you take your time, realize that she has 5 minutes to fuck with you. Assuming that she's inclined to. I'm making you aware that that is part of the thing. During the transition process, you're vulnerable on both sides.
Fine, I'll snap him over in there. Come on, Discord. Now is not the time.
That'll do it. It'll only take you 1 minute to cross with 2 successes.
Cool.
On the bright side, and on the strange side, because it is a point of note, if you're standing still, like just kind of right there in the doorway, by the time you get across, she still seems very passive. Though by the time you
Krynos
get
is
across and fucking Krynos,
glares
I
at-
mean, she doesn't fail to see you. She just doesn't seem especially interested.
Just glares at her. You attacked my.
You clicked out for the second word.
You attacked my mate, is what he says. Well, as calm as a Krynos can be, so it's a fucking snarl in spirit speech.
She just looks over. Still standing, like, again, right next to one of those big fireplaces. Hmm. You presume a great deal.
I know Wormtail when I see it. And I know what you were trying to do to me when I cleansed this area.
You presume to know me.
There is a snarl. I know what you are.
Do you?
Gaia says you are the enemy. You smell like it. You taste it. You have harmed something belonged to me.
You walked into my arms.
Or were you waiting like a predator like you always do?
This place is mine. I took it.
Mine.
It's mine.
She is mine. And I will Takes a breath, calm, turns back. And if I wanted to, I would return with my brothers and sisters and we would take this place from you.
And she just kind of.
But I'm giving you
Go
a
ahead.
warning.
I assume you're still not past the doorway.
Nope. No. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go in where she's fucking has more power. No, fuck you. Fuck you, spirit lady. Do you know what I mean? That's basically.
She's deviated her
Because-
attention briefly to one of those little blooming ashen flowers, and as she sits there and is like caressing the petals, it flares up. Not like in threat. Like this isn't. I mean, he can read it as the threat. I can't stop him.
Oh,
But
he
it's
definitely
it's
does.
it's her just reaching out and touching it, and yeah, it just glows brighter. Like you imagine that if you reached out and decided to stomp or smash this, it would actually burn you. This one's a little larger, a little brighter, definitely hotter. She slept in my skirts.
Again, this is a warning. Leave this place, and you will remain.
No. This is mine.
Don't. Then my promise remains the same. I will return with my brothers and sisters, and this will end one way or another.
It's a thoughtful look. And Torna, you're familiar with that kind of horror movie flickering effect. She turns and looks at him, like properly looks at him, and the eyes are glowing embers, much brighter than the little sparks that dance around in the smoke. And like 1 second, you're making eye contact while she's over by the chimney, and in like a weird jarring jump, suddenly she's right in front of you, staring up.
Fucking snarls like a fucking. Ooh, doesn't budge, but fucking, spreads his hands out right. You know what I mean? Ready to go.
Which do you love more?
That is none of your concern.
Then as the smoke of her skirts kind of billows, she rises a bit. It's somewhere between a growing and a floating effect. She doesn't get any bigger, she's just higher. High enough to look you on. Is it your mate or your work?
That is none of your concern.
And she reaches over. Are you like touching either side of the that entrance, that doorway?
Nope.
Yeah,
Not
she
going
just
fucking
reaches
near it.
out and plants a hand next to the door as more of the flowers start kind of blooming out, glowing softly. The ones basically as it spreads, the ones closer to her hands will grow in brightness, while others start to kind of just blossom out, little ashy flowers. It's my only concern. Which do you love more?
And you think I'm a fool to indulge your temptation.
Is it your work then?
If you think that I will fall for your little trap, you are mistaken. I am not hot-headed enough to lash out in anger at you. No. I will take my time. I will make sure that when I come back, there is nothing. He takes careful steps back. Nothing that will stop my wrath.
As she encourages more of the blooms to grow around that doorway, you see tendrils wrapping just short of the outside of the wall, like kind of clinging, catching there, but the flowers bloom mostly on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
She just looks over. This place is mine,
And I
you
will.
know nothing of wrath.
I know more than you think. And I will bring water and justice and righteous Gaian fury onto your corrupted soul and cleanse it from this earth.
This just kind of mocking smile finally forms. Is water all it takes to drown your
No.
wrath?
No, it takes force and direction, and I will make sure that you feel the full width of it. Worm.
She finally kind of grins. So hasty.
I know worm taint. I know the taint you carry. There's nothing of haste. If I was hasty, I would have struck you. I merely serve as the warning before retribution comes.
If you were hasty, you wouldn't have stood up nearly as well as this building did. She reaches up and like tippity taps a couple fingertips on the bits of stone, that one proper standing wall that's left. This place is mine.
Then I will take it from you.
I will try. It's unwise. It will be added to the ashes.
It's his turn to grin. Many of your kind have said that before.
Did you invade their homes too? Take it from them.
No.
I must be special.
No, you are just like the rest, and will die all the same. But now you have injured something belonging to me, which now means you have my undivided attention.
She finally gives another idle tapping at the stone, kind of glancing up to her fingertips. Oh, I didn't have to.
I'll remember that. So the last thing, he just shakes his head. Just, fuck it. No, I'm not fucking. He's had enough of fucking bantering with this thing. He's not going to strike it because, no, he doesn't know how. Doesn't have a gauge on how powerful this thing is. He's not a theurge. He's not stupid. But if the message is conveyed, he backs off to the Umbral car park, and we'll fuck it. He'll back off to the point at the start of the Umbral car park. I won't go in. And then he'll take the time to cross over. Watch fucking time. Shifting down to Hamad.
Let me ponder a roll for you, good sir. You know what? Give me... While you're standing there talking to her, are you paying any mind to the state of that fallen chimney?
Yep.
I
mean,
your craft is what again? Is it
carpentry.
So technically not carpentry. I'll still let you do a witchcraft roll because it's kind of the same vein of construction. Actually, you know what? This is... Oh, go ahead. Do that.
Okay. Wow. 4.
Jesus. Then yeah. I mean, even Umbral side, it's keeping a pretty solid echo on what's in the Tellurian for once. Like it's the gutted, same, albeit on this side, much sootier ruin of a building. Because he did keep an eye around, it's pretty clear that that chimney falling, I mean, it looks the same way. It looks like it just fell the fuck over. Like, you can see that there were more of these flowers and whatnot growing, climbing up the sides. There's a proper, like, bushes and garden of them in parts of the building, just glowing softly, which is where all the smoke is coming from. And the chimney has crashed down across a portion of that, like snuffing it out, smothering it.
Makes a mental note of that. Backs off. No point wasting in his mind, wasting words with this fucking thing.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll take his time shifting back over, making sure he's in Hamid when he turns back.
Yes.
But yeah, she does not chase you through the doorway. She doesn't seem overtly that interested. She engaged when you engaged her, but as soon as you back off, she goes back and actually will probably begin trying to grow her plants up over the downed chimney. Because fuck that chimney.
And yeah, he fucking marches back to Susie. Whoa.
Yeah, she's kind of just curled up in the back seat. You can tell she's kind of wriggled her way around a little bit to try to find a point that's comfortable, and seems to have ended up laying on her back, like with her, her knees pulled up. But it seems to be the way to go.
Gets in the car and
there.
like a fucking demon, that car accelerates Katie.
Yeah, you rock her back, and there's kind of that kind of wincing noise, like, oh.
And no, he'll take her back to the mansion.
Yeah, as the car rockets off, she's just kind of like, I'm okay. Don't need to.
But we're gonna check you for internal bleeding.
Okay. Did you go back for the bag?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
We're gonna have a long talk later.
Oh, I know.
For now, I want to make sure.
Yep, there's just idle nodding and her kind of carefully resituating as you're driving, because the more violently he drives, the more she needs to kind of carefully readjust and wincing and whatnot, because she got manhandled pretty good by a bunch of falling fucking mortar.
Yeah, when he pulls up to the fucking driveway, he opens the door and lifts her out gently. And is doing his best not to run in. But he is, do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm totally calm, but I'm not really. You know what I mean?
But not really.
Yeah, you get back to the house.
And you can bundle her in.
yells. I mean, it's like a roar at fucking Heidi to get the medical kit.
Yeah, I mean, you hear the familiar kind of squeak and scramble.
I don't know if Becca's around, but he sets her down on one of the couches and essentially lifts up her shirt. Doesn't say anything, just lifts it up and starts to examine various points in her kidneys, her back, her stomach for that. Well, the familiar bruising that Hazel had. That very dark,
All right, do me that medicine roll.
When we're rolling perception.
Um,
Or-
yes, I suppose. I mean, perception and intelligence, same pool. In this case, perception because you're trying to detect it as opposed to just pulling up medical knowledge.
I botch. I double botch.
Do you really?
Yep. Oh God.
Oh no. I mean, there's a lot of colorful bruising there, and with a double botch, yeah, you're convinced she's on fucking death's door. I mean,
Oh
maybe that's
no.
why she's not very lively. But yeah, you're convinced that
Okay, I
she
gotta
is
take a
in
rage.
nasty shape.
I take a rage. That's fine. That's fine. Let me just see what mental stage is in before we get going on this crazy train, Katie.
I mean, bless those ones right now.
I mean, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh dear. No longer bless
After
this one.
he's up to have to take a rage, so I'm up to 5.
Let me look and see. Oh, of course it is. Um,
Goodbye, willpower. It was nice. Just give me 1 sec to escort me in the butt.
Suki. Yeah, you're convinced there's some massive hemorrhaging happening.
Yep, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just trying to roll my rage to gain the mental state first, Katie.
Well, your diff is 5, so that's 3.
I spend a willpower.
You.
Oh, I don't need
Are
to.
you
Oh, I thought
Nope, it's only 3.
okay, I forgot. I thought my diff was 4. I was like, I spent a
No,
willpower.
no, your diff's 5. You're okay. I mean, you're not okay, but you're not frenzying. You're like one
Long.
short of frenzy.
Takes a long breath as his hands start to shake. Oh, God, love him. He's gonna roll subterfuge.
And then they pull back shaking hands. She's just gonna reach for him.
Time to roll. Roll sub. Oh, come on, thingy. Thanks, Sidekick. As always, you are so helpful. I cast Expecto Patronum on Susie. Yeah.
She is not turned aside because she is not a Dementor.
That's I rolled to the dice, but I'll just take the 3 successes. Fuck it. That's to keep himself not calm, but basically not. He's not crying. You know what I mean? In
No.
panic. You know what I mean?
She just reaches out for one of the hands.
Takes
Because
it.
it's shaky.
It's fine. You're gonna be fine.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
This is like
Gonna be
rubbing
fine.
the thumb on the back of his hand.
Oh God. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Stands up and starts. And once he clears enough distance, I can't yell like Anton will yell. But my God, Katie,
Oh god.
that is 5 rage of yelling at Heidi to get the fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, poor Heidi is like mad dashing it. Let's swap some dudes around. to you, but I'll put that in the side chat as I look for.
I mean, he can't. Sure, fuck it.
Heidi. Where is anything in my life? Hold on. All right, and yeah, poor Heidi is already at a mad dash and practically fucking crashes into him because oh god, sudden yelling as she comes around the corner. The eyes are like super wide. She just like thrusts the med kit out.
I mean, he snarls and grabs it and just storms back in. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't even say anything to her. It's just more. It's just so angry. Do you know what I mean? It's not angry at her. You know what I mean? But do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
So I imagine things actually get knocked over as he's spilling back in.
you like come back around, and at that point, you know, she's starting to kind of sit herself up, like, hey, it's okay. Just reaches out the hand again, like, hey, we're fine.
Yeah, we're absolutely fine. I'm just gonna put a bandage and yeah, I'm just gonna close his eyes and takes a breath because his heart is hammering.
She's like, hey, it's just bruises. Just gonna be funny colors. It's all right.
Doesn't look like a bruise.
I mean, she's just kind of looking down. She's probably got the shirt off at this point, let's be honest, because that way you can see the stuff on her arms too.
It's not a bruise. That's not a bruise. That's bleeding. It's bleeding. See the black shape there? Yeah, that's.
Are you sure? I don't.
I'm
I hurt. But
fucking sure. I'm fucking sure. He kind of rubs his face. You know what I mean?
hey. So what do we do?
I don't know. I gotta take you to the hospital, I reckon. Or just takes a breath. I might have something, or I could
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's breathe. Let's just breathe for a minute.
I just gotta bandage it up to make sure there's no more damage done to it, you know. And
Okay.
I just rub it. I mean, it's like he's on autopilot, you know.
Yeah. She is going to indulge the autopilot. If you have one, I don't know.
What?
I was checking your possessions list and stuff to see what all you had.
What? Are you looking for positions, wise?
I was gonna see if you had any of the Talons. Couldn't remember if you had any left.
I don't. I barely got any off Abigail. I never got any. I don't think.
I think each of you were given one at one point. When you went out, and let's face it, in the state he's in, give it like a raw wits to see if you can suss out where anything like that might be, if it's something that he would have the presence of mind to really think about. I feel like Bob fell asleep in his chair.
Oh no, he failed. No, he failed.
Yeah, he's
See,
sure that with Abby gone, surely she took it all with her.
Oh, Katie. Oh, Jesus. I hope you're ready for this. Okay, so he starts thinking, and he starts pacing, and then he starts hitting the wall. You know what I mean? Because of course she fucking took all the guy's breaths. Because now, you know what I mean?
I mean, maybe you guys used them. Maybe she took them with her. You don't. I mean, if they're
Yeah,
here, you don't
it's-
care. Fuck.
It's completely irrational thinking. You know what I mean? He starts punching the wall and panicking and pacing, and you know what I mean?
And I mean, at this point, Suzanne doesn't know what it feels like to have internal bleeding. She hurts. But yeah, she's kind of carefully sitting herself up, just gingerly, just in case. Maybe there would be a shooting pain. She doesn't know. And is kind of trying to pick herself up off the couch and see if she can maybe calm down the storming Anton.
Is there something you have against early modern masonry?
Takes a long breath. Bill, now is not the fucking time. Not the fucking time for Dizzy's pacing.
And for what it is worth, Suzanne is in the mansion. Suzanne is slowly pulling herself off the couch. She is shirtless, albeit not braless, and is covered in just some fantastically colorful bruises on the better part of like her upper body and her arms. Like, when I say fantastic, I mean it's like, man, you feel like that kind of beating comes with that kind of punishment comes with like broken bones, but she seems to be moving okay. She's wincing, but she's trying to get him to calm the fuck down. But yeah, she's looking colors right now.
Oh, lucky for everyone involved, I was in the neighborhood. Young lady, if you wouldn't mind sitting back down on that couch.
Like a look at Bill and a look at Anton and a look at Bill. And like a look to see if Anton's essentially about to twinge either way on it. Though she stops pushing herself up and kind of settles.
All right, that's very good. Now, I'm going to come over there, and I'm not necessarily going to lay hands on you, but I'm going to have a look at what's going on, all right?
And again, she's giving like a shallow nod, but the eyes are over on Anton because he is. I mean, let's face it, even she's starting to get kind of panicky at this point.
Watching. I mean, it's fucking double botch, man. Fuck me. Yeah, he's on all sorts of edge.
Okay, and Bill kind of squats down. Let's take a look. Looks like, you didn't get hit by a truck, did you? Looks at her with the utmost seriousness.
No, it was a chimney.
Ah, that explains it. I was afraid you'd been in a vehicle accident of some kind. Okay, lift your left arm. As high as you can. If it hurts, then stop.
Yeah, she just kind of starts compliantly doing the things. He's talking like someone who knows what he's looking at with his medicine 0.
Mm-hmm. Medicine 0 and subterfuge 3.
Yeah, so she's just kind of going along with it and watching Anton the whole time. And I mean, there are winces. There are probably points where the muscles hurt, but she's not incapable of the movement.
Okay, and now we're going to repeat the same thing with your right arm.
Yeah, she just, like, periodically glances over at Bill, but just picks up the other arm this time.
Okay, put that back down. That looks good so far. Okay, so I'm not going to ask you to stand up. You obviously are having some trouble there, but I'm going to ask you to extend your left leg as much as you can, just straight across.
No, the legs they're okay.
Oh, okay.
She's
Um,
pointing down at, like, the really, like, there's especially one point where she must have gotten hit head on with something, like a good sizable chunk of masonry or something, because that's a beauty of a bruise that has had time to set in.
I
It is
tell you,
ugly purples.
I tell you what, this is more just for me to make sure you're not more hurt than you think you are. Let's just go through all the motions, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
We'll take her left leg, right leg. Okay, that looks good. So this is the point where I said I'm not necessarily going to lay hands on you, but there are a few things I have to check to do with your rib cage. Is that going to be all right?
And she just keeps looking at Anton as though for confirmation or reassurance. How's Anton coping with this check over?
I mean, it's anything he's studying, like her, like how she's reacting, how she's moving, because he does have fucking medicine 3. Christ, he'd know.
He
But,
just he just knows that Bill's full of shit.
yeah, but that's the point. Like, if she is able to lift her hand, like, that's what I mean. He's actually studying how Susie herself is reacting, so he's watching.
Yeah, she looks more confused and at this point just kind of upset and worried than pained. Like, there are points where her breath kind of hitches because something pulls funny, but yeah, she just kind of nods because, I mean, it's pretty clear where the bruising is. He's gonna know if he's gonna poke something that hurts. She even, like, kind of just picks her arms up and, like, grasps the opposite elbows up behind her head to make sure her ribs are accessible.
Okay. So we're going to start on the side that isn't clearly bruised, just in case something happened over here. I can already see on the left side there. And he will go through the motions of kind of patting down her ribs, and we'll cast Mother's Touch. That's what this all was about.
I know. Oh, go ahead. Roll it.
Like diff 5 for people.
I think so. I'm
All right.
tempted to say it would be easier, but let's see how the roll goes.
Okay. 3 for this first roll.
Yeah, you start, quote, checking her ribs. And of all the stupid shit, she finds it so weird. Maybe warm hands are just really fucking soothing, but she seems kind of surprised and relieved that it's not incredibly painful because she expects you to be poking and prodding and it doesn't hurt, So yeah, there's just kind of an audible little bit of a sigh of relief, and for Anton's sake, seeing as he's looking straight on at it, yeah, you watch the bruises just kind of down to very mild.
Okay. Well, and he stands up and just kind of claps his hands a little bit, like it looks like for somebody who was literally hit with a ton of bricks, you're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be sore, and those bruises will take a little bit to go away, but for the most part, it looks like you are one lucky young lady.
Okay.
All right.
So.
Take it easy. Maybe put a shirt on. I don't know. It's cold out here.
I'm not gonna lie, you say put a shirt on, and she like just quickly snags it, like glancing over to Anton, but it's like, you know what? That's a good plan. Puts her shirt back on.
And let's get some rest. Maybe stay away from loose masonry and other large objects for a while.
That little kind of guilty look she pulls when it's like, stay away from loose masonry, and she's just like,
Yeah. Other than that, I don't fucking know. You want a Gatorade? I got a Gatorade.
Actually, yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I'll go back out to my car. I'll be back. I hope you like red because that's what I got. And goes out casually, and maybe it takes longer getting that Gatorade than he necessarily has to.
On the hilarious side, she has yoinked the shirt on so fast that yeah, she's not necessarily seeing the lessened bruises at this point. So there's no cognitive dissonance there just yet.
Yeah, Anton kind of just rubs the back of his head, taking a long breath.
Think it's actually okay?
Yeah, maybe it's hard to tell with internal bleeding, But it's always good to get a second opinion.
I don't feel, I don't know.
Like I said, it's just hard to tell. You seem fine, and Bill's normally good at sussing out that kind of shit, so it's better to be safe than sorry with that type of stuff.
She's like kind of glancing over towards the door. Because let's face it, also for Bill's sake, this is this, at least this meeting. In the past, Suzanne has kind of given Ollie a little bit of a buffer space when she visits. This time she doesn't seem to mind your company. She doesn't get wigged the fuck out any more than she was by thinking that she was on the verge of dying.
Okay.
But yeah, she just kind of puts both hands out towards Anton, trying to coax him back over towards the couch and away from the now somewhat damaged Master Wall.
He'll sit down very slowly, kind of measured. You gave me a real scare there.
No.
I thought we had talked about this.
I mean, I've been to that park a lot. I didn't figure this would be any more dangerous than the rest of it. The chimney just kind of down.
Closes his eyes and just takes a breath. But we had talked about this.
I know. I've ratcheted it back. I don't go caving anymore. I haven't gone to any new places. That was just...
What would have happened if I wasn't able to answer the phone?
Called 911.
Oh, it's the look he gives her, Katie. It's.
I mean, she's kind of got, she knows. She's got a guilty face.
He doesn't yell. He just stares at her. You know what I mean, Susie.
Finally ruffles the back of her hair. Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to restrict you. It's just we talked about this.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Just kind of shakes her head. I've been doing this for years and never had a place try to come down on me before. I'm usually pretty good at avoiding that. Just... I mean, I'm not stupid. I know how to pick my way around. It just toppled over and I think Like, she kind of reaches up and rubs the back of her head. I think something must have clocked me because
Something did. I took care of it.
she kind of blinks a few times, glancing over. Because she figures, like, you know, a brick or something must have gotten her on the back of the head. So you're like, I took care of it. And she's just like, what?
There's something there that had loosened up an animal.
Oh,
And I'll put it this way, that if you had been left alone,
I'm not going to lie. It scared the shit out of me.
it's nods. I didn't even know you were there.
I mean, I was just going to go get some more of the pictures around the park, you know, where we walked, places I've been before. But I saw that place, and it was something new to check out, and I was careful. But it just came down all at once. And I didn't figure I didn't want to worry you.
Just takes another breath. Just, again, he's mad, but he's just trying not to lash out, essentially.
I'm sorry. I should have let you know I was going out there. I just figured it was safe. And I was wrong.
I'm not going to tell you I'm not mad. I'm not going to. I'm trying not to yell. I'm really trying not to yell.
Just quiets up and nods.
But you're safe, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And we'll have another talk when we're both back calmer.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Otherwise, we're both going to say and do things that'll just set us back.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I am mad. But you being safe is more important than that at the minute.
It's more just nodding. Because she's not trying to set him off either.
Sorry for scaring you.
It's really
just-
scary.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a,
I scared you first.
yeah, you did. I'll, yeah. Just kind of rubs his head awkwardly. Do you want me to drop you home?
I mean, guess it's up to you. I don't mind going home. I don't mind staying here. But I don't want to source.
You kind of broke up for me there, but just the last bit.
Basically just her saying, I'm game for either. I just don't want to make this worse.
How are you going to make it worse?
Would you rather I stick around here and be close by, or
I'm
some space to calm down?
coming home with you either way. It's just, I'm more concerned about what you want to do. And then you out of my sight for at least a week.
A week. Kind of
Probably.
grins.
Probably more.
Not all the stuff you do here.
I'll manage. Besides, I've got a bit of time off now that I managed to get some things done. So unfortunately for you, that means I have more time to concentrate on you.
Unfortunately. Kyler
You just-
grins.
Nods. Well, if you had to make me mad. So. But we'll talk about that when we're,
Yeah.
But like I said, whatever you feel more comfortable with.
She finally just leans over and tries to give him a hug around the shoulders.
I mean, he is tense. Like, fight for age is fucking fight for age, man.
Yeah.
He accepts it and doesn't try to push away. It's just that he's incredibly tense.
It's brief. And it's careful.
I'll, yeah. Whatever you want to pick.
I mean, if we're gonna be hash this out, since we've had a minute, might want to do it at home.
Just nods. Okay. Just give me a minute to talk to Bill, okay?
Yeah. Of course.
He just gets up and will run his hand through her hair very softly as he can and walk outside. Taking a long breath, like rubbing his face.
Finds Bill sitting on the porch smoking a cigarette, almost like that was pretty much the point.
He lights a cigarette himself, his hand's kind of shaking a bit because all that fucking adrenaline.
I'm going to be in town for a couple days.
He just nods. Oh, that was a warm. Drop the fucking thing on her. Some sort of smoke thing.
You know how to call me when it's time to hunt it.
Yeah.
I was originally coming here to talk business, but I feel business can maybe wait.
Yeah. Please.
She's important to you, I know.
If I hadn't answered the fucking phone.
But you did.
Yeah.
You drive yourself crazy thinking about the otherwise.
Yeah. What's the business you need?
A cairn's going to bloom around here at some point, and I don't know when.
The fuck's a cairn?
According to the local bear shifter, it is a wellspring of Gaia's energy. The fountain concurs. Very important, very sacred, and probably why Al signaled to me that very soon we will all have a war on our hands.
I mean, the war's already fucking started.
Yeah, so be it.
Shrugs. And his bear shifter suggesting that because he wants it for himself or what?
He was telling me that in the interest that we would know so we could defend it. His primary concern is with the cleanliness of the mountains and us not burning said mountain down.
Just nods and shrugs. Yeah, we have no business in the mountains anyway. Is it going to be a natural bridge, Roanoke? Did he give a general area?
Apparently, there's some kind of thing called a sept that those other werewolves out there call what they structure around cairns that used to be here, and then decades ago they all died and there wasn't a sept anymore.
Right. Perfect.
He doesn't have an
Well-
exact location of where this place was. It turns out that what's referred to as the Grue Nation and other breeds of shapeshifter don't typically get along.
Shrugs. Well, none of them are fucking here, so we don't have ourselves really to rely on at this point.
Now, I'm going to put this out there. I've known this guy for a long time. And a very good friend to me. I know you are wary of outsiders. So, what's your stance here?
He doesn't know where we live. He doesn't know how much numbers we have. He's your friend. Meets with you. You do your business. But at no point does he know anything about the rest of us. It's my only condition.
I'm telling you now then that he knows that there's at least me, Jane, and you. Doesn't know who you are.
Spread the sounds. Well, that's fine. As long as he doesn't have the exact numbers, the exact location of where we are.
No.
We keep him nice and calm.
No, he knows there's a fair few. That had to do with Al's mandate. That couldn't be helped.
Just shrugs. Like I said, as long as he doesn't know the exact thing, I'd better not tell everybody exactly where we are and what we're capable of.
His predominant concerns were the mountain and us not just running around slaughtering Guy and souls. I think we can hold to that of our own accord.
Just nods. Jane and I took a place in Roanoke,
Okay.
cleansed it. She's going to start setting up there, so it means we have a base in the city, or at least a town close to Richmond.
I'm going to meet with my friend, see what I can learn, and then probably a day or two later, fuck off back to Alexandria until you need me.
Looks over his shoulder. Okay.
And you're the one who gave me the orders to look into the occultists up there.
Yeah, no, do your shit. Jane and I'll handle Roanoke and see what we can, solidify up there.
Jane knows where the bear is. I'm just going to put this out there. You guys are unlikely to have to cross his territory.
It's not. I don't think you'd be going where we're going.
No.
Like I said, he's your friend. As long as he deals primarily with you and doesn't know our shit. Just shrugs. I got no problem.
You know, there's a chance the nation might find us when that cairn blooms.
That's what I'm worried about. Think about it. Fresh, clean, brand new. From what I'm seeing of this nation and who we are and what we are, I might just take it.
Maybe. We have other
That's why we
problems
got-
when it comes to the Guru.
I bet we do.
Owl mentioned something. He
What?
spoke of the fallen, worm-touched Guru.
Just rubs his face. Okay.
I don't know much about it. I'm just putting that out there, though.
Well, it's something that we can at least have knowledge of. We haven't seen any. Mainly we've been seeing other things, twisted things. So let's document what we find and what we learn. And if we do run into one of them,
Kill
we
him.
do run into signs of one. Oh, of course we're gonna fucking kill them, but I'd rather know what we're dealing with.
Right.
So
Found
anything we
was a
can
little
find, we
vague.
document it. I bet it was.
Look, man, they're spirits. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I know. I know. We're already working on something that's going to give us another edge with the spirit as well, so. Just kind of
Alright.
shrugs.
I'm busy building things in Alexandria.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I get any werewolf-related hits on. I don't know. I have to get in with these occult types first before I start figuring out who's who.
It's nods. Yeah.
Probably more than if you want to sell me a crystal or something.
Yeah. I got things in Roanoke, so I'll let you know if anything pops up.
Okay. Sure, the professor won't start right away. School terms and shit.
Just nods. Yeah.
Didn't think being a werewolf would send me back to fucking college. And he will get up and toss the actual Gatorade over.
They catch it and just nod. Yeah, I better go make sure she's alright. Just rubs the back of his head and starts, heading back towards Susie.
Bill will get in his car and drive off, having delivered his message.
Pops into her. The Susie Q is.
Yeah, she's
Gatorade.
still sitting on the couch, like just kind of futzing with the end of the sleeve of her, like her little sweater. Fences up. Hey,
Bill, I had to go, so hands her the Gatorade.
yeah, she just sticks a hand out, snags it, and yeah, she will kick back like half that thing because she was out on the ground and, for all intents and purposes, kind of smoke smothered for a hot minute. So yeah, she chugs back like a good half the bottle. Whew.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm still sore and scared the
Yeah, we're
shit out of
good.
myself, but
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. So,
mm,
but thankfully, it should be alright.
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, just nod.
Yeah. It was like awkward, like fiddling with the bottle.
Um, I mean, there's nobody else here. Like Heidi's probably had a heart attack already, so
Yeah, probably.
she'll be alright. She's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, she is.
said she was doing a lot better.
Nods, a lot better.
Is he like gone and sat next to her?
Yeah.
Just do that little bit of a lean to bump shoulders.
If you want to have that talk here, we can. Get that out of the way.
You know, fair being fair, I'm pretty sure this is just a lecture that I kind of deserve. So, go for it.
I mean, it's more I want to value your opinion too.
Just kind of shakes her head. It's just so stupid. Guess the world decided you needed to be right.
I don't want you to think that.
I mean, the proof's kind of there.
No, accidents happen. And thankfully, we were able to deal with it. But it just leaves some things that are concerning, that's all.
Yep.
No one died. You didn't break bones, you didn't do anything.
Not gonna lie, I don't know how.
Perhaps maybe that was the world telling you that, luck has its places.
Yeah. Not lucky enough to not have a chimney fall on me, but lucky enough that, I mean, yeah, I'll probably need to get some antiseptic or something, but besides some scrapes and bruises, I think I'm actually okay.
Just nod. Look, I'm not trying to control you.
I know.
It'd mean a lot if you could just tell me. That way, if something like this does happen, I can at least let you saw.
Yeah, I should have. I just figured, you know, somewhere I've been a million times. No need to stress you out. Then I decided to check out the place I hadn't been to there, and everything
know.
went to shit.
I know.
No, I know you're not. Wouldn't work anyways. Kind of grins. But no, I should have given you a heads up that I was going to be out there. And I'll make sure I give you a heads up. now on.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna chastise you.
That'd be good, because I know I scared you, but I scared the shit out of myself too.
Puts his arm around her. Like I said, as mad as I am, the fact that you're alright is far more important. I
Yeah,
think you
she
scared,
just slides up
scared
under
me
the
too-
arm.
I think you scared me too bad to be mad at you properly.
That's okay, I'm sure when you come to your senses, I'll be grounded. Kinda grins.
No, you are. It's
Yeah.
just I'm being nice about how I deliver it.
Oh, okay. Well, don't let me.
I have not yelled once.
Well, not at me.
No. He would give Heidi that kind of apologetic, type of look as she's probably passing in and out, that type of thing.
Heidi has scampered. Heidi has been done a concern. She is just gonna be over here waiting till Anton's not mad at her.
Yeah, he'll apologize to her later.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get you home.
That'd be cool.
I'll run you a bath and, it's probably the best thing for your body at the minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise it'll be even worse tomorrow.
Well, nod. Yep.
Then yeah, as they finally start getting up, she really does like hook up against his side. Like, I'm not scared, you're scared. Meh. I didn't get freaked out, you got freaked out, latch.
As he's walking towards the car and as he finally settles her and he watches and he in the back of his head thinking, that's twice now, Susie. Will I be there the third time? So he, starts to drive off.
She'll keep a hold on his hand when he doesn't need it to shift and just yeah, she has been sobered pretty thoroughly.
Just joining in there, Katie.
I think so, Mr. Butt.
Yes.